This is Erica Glessing, and this is the Erica Glessing Show, where you receive inspiration for entrepreneurs and lightworkers. And today I'm going to talk first, before we have our beautiful interview, I'm going to share my insight on infinite healing. And I wrote the happiness quotation today: invite infinite healing. And what I look at is this continuum of healing in our bodies and in our spirits and our souls. And for me, what that's meant, and it hasn't been easy for me, even though I'm happy. You know what? It's funny. It's like I'm happy even though I'm so flippin' scarred. So as we look at happiness and infinite healing, some of this is getting anyone who isn't you out of your body. So we store all these memories in our bodies. We store memories of difficult things, and we store memories of ways people have hurt us or screamed at us. We store all those things in our bodies, and as we heal from this, as we invite infinite healing, there's a closure with those who harmed us, right? There's a releasing of whatever they did. And there's a releasing of any ways that life brought you less than you are. And as you touch this infinite of you, it's really exciting. It's really interesting. And you'll find that others will react to you differently just as you heal. It's fantastic and strange. I can tell you from experience. So today's happiness quotation is invite infinite healing. I have to give you a heads up for Monday because I don't give an F. I just had to share that for anybody really into the show. And coming up next, enjoy a beautiful interview and have a fabulous weekend. I will talk to you soon. So hello, welcome. This is Erica Glessing, and you're joining me for the Erica Glessing Show. And I just love interviewing interesting people. I love interviewing healers and wellness experts, and I love interviewing people who are changing the world, kind of one person at a time. My next guest is a healer, and she's joining us all the way from the UK. Welcome, Anna Michelle Richards. How are you?
I'm really well, thank you.
Yeah, I think it's so fascinating when we actually do what we love and love what we do, right? It's so different, isn't it? Than we don't.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I think it's the only job I've ever done. Yeah. Sorry, no, I was just going to say I think it's the only job I've ever done that I absolutely love.
Oh, is helping people heal?
Yeah, it's so important. Yeah, it's something I had to do for myself, and once I could heal myself, I knew I had to help other people.
Do you find that it's kind of something that it's hard for people to take time to do?
I think maybe the belief is that it isn't possible, that you can't do it yourself, that you need somebody else to do it for you, and that isn't true. And I think if you always think somebody else has to do it for you, then you think, I haven't got the time, I haven't got the money, and if you've grown up and you can't trust people, you can't ask for help, you can't go to people and open up and get the help that you need. I think it's really important that people understand that you can heal yourself. You don't have to keep going to other people.
We had some interesting chat before we started recording. I thought it was kind of fascinating that you were saying that basically, almost every human being has a childhood wound, right? So why don't you talk a little bit about your beliefs on that?
Well, I think maybe if we define kind of wounds or trauma first, then it's thought of as you know, the big things, the abuse, physical, sexual, emotional abuse. And it's not always those things. You could have parents who love you, but who didn't have strong attachment with their caregivers. So they didn't have a really strong emotional bond. So they didn't learn how to look after themselves. So then when it comes to having children, it's very difficult to know how to meet the emotional needs of your child when you don't know how to meet your own emotional needs. You know, sometimes parents, a lot in this country, are working more than one job just to be able to provide for their kids. And that means the parents aren't available, they're not home, and children need that constant stability and security and to feel safe and nurtured. And that's another thing that constitutes this kind of trauma.
Well,
and I think that's probably more common.
Because what that made me think of, like with my parents, because if we look at me, like I grew up in the 60s, and if we look at like the whole thing of my parents might have been tuned out. They might have been smoking pot, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty tuned out.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I suppose if it's a consistent thing that your parents are either physically or emotionally absent, and a child will feel that uncertainty of, are they there for me? Are they not there? And it's that uncertainty that can throw a child's nervous system into that dysregulation, into that fight-flight.
So tell me what happens on the other side. So what have you seen when people are healed or change? What kinds of changes happen?
It can be the difference from people who have been in physical pain pretty much all their lives, who have never had a positive outlook, never had relationships that have worked, to being able to form healthy relationships, to be able to see life completely differently, you know, to look out at life as life being abundant, as everything you need being available to you. It changes your mindset completely.
Nice. I think I love just talking about healing and wellness because, you know, for me, it's something where when I wrote my Happiness Quotations book, it was just a matter of like getting through a divorce and getting a little bit happier like every day, you know?
Yeah.
It was just this thing of just helping people just a little bit every day, like always changing something, right? Always believing you could believe in yourself a little bit, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I love it. Well, Anna Michelle Richards joined us today from the UK. How do we reach you and find out more?
Well, I have a website. It's annamichellerichards.com, and I have information on there about myself and about my work. And generally, I work with women, occasionally with men, but with women mostly, and a lot with mums. Motherhood is really an area that is really important to me.
So I love it. So thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you, Erica. Thank you so much.